So how you feeling, Jordan? Obviously, some big steps happening in the next couple of days now.
Yeah. Yeah, feeling good, feeling ready, honestly. It's like so close.
Yeah.
So, like it's just starting to sink in that I leave for tour really soon and the record's out
Yep.
really soon. So, yeah, just like beginning to process it. It always feels so far away until all of a sudden you're like, "Oh shit, I'm not ready for any of this." So,
What's the most daunting part at the moment? Is it the tour or the album coming out?
the tour, honestly, the
Yeah.
album coming out like that doesn't require that's passive work really. Like, and most of the records already out already,
Yeah.
so it's mostly just like, oh yeah, we got like the first proper leg of this record tour, and you get home from one thing, and then you think you have all the time in the world to get ready, and then all of a sudden it's a week away, and you're in panic mode. So that's where I'm at right now. It's just like, oh yeah, tour.
Your your panic mode is a lot better than mine.
Good, good. Yeah, I mean, like it's a panic that I'm accustomed to. So, we got time, and it's just a little more, just slightly more pressure, given that it's not just like we're going out on tour. We're going out on tour for the record, so for new
Yeah.
songs, and
Yeah.
they'll hold a little more weight than just your standard, whatever in between record runs.
Yep.
So, yeah,
Yep.
excited.
I have received a copy from Epitaph and gone deep sea diving on it, and I freaking love it. So congratulations. I've never not
Thanks.
liked a La Dispute release, but this one's very special, I think. Um, did go
Appreciate it.
probably that I need to pick Jordan's brain a little. So if it's all right with you, I'm just going to get some perspective from a few
Yeah.
tracks that really kind of stood out for me. The environmental catastrophe film song, I really liked. I guess a element that came up for me while I was listening to it, where you brought it up when you were touring the wildlife anniversary, and you talked about how we're brought into a world and we don't have this decision on that. And I found that really, really thought provoking. And considering the way the world's kind of going at the moment, and it seems scarier every day almost, I'm wondering if this was part of the, I guess, analysis while you're writing that song, because it's pretty powerful, I found.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think that like I think more and more about that fact given the state of the world right
Yep.
now, and what's required of each of us to navigate existence, and how imbalanced that is based on who you are, where you were born, whatever the privileges that certain people enjoy, myself included. So yeah, I think that like that was sort of my frame of mind throughout the writing process in general. Once I really centered on a theme, was
Yep.
just processing the uncertainty of things and the uneasiness I think we all kind of collectively feel in the 21st century. And I also think that it doesn't necessarily even stop at, it's being born into an existence you did not request, but it
Mm.
is also confronting the inevitability of having been born into something you didn't request, the impermanence of our lives, and the relatively short period in which we exist, and
Mm.
confronting the fact that I have so rarely in my life really considered my own passing eventually. And I think that like the more I thought about what it means to exist and how tragic and beautiful it can be, the more you're required to find something that provides a sense of fulfillment. And I
Mm.
think understanding the, temporal nature of each of us
Yep.
is like sort of in a way helpful for me figuring out how to prioritize what brings me joy and what fulfills me,
Yep.
to try also to find beauty in the parts that don't. And uh, can't really make sense of the fact that we're here so much as you can
Mm.
find a way to enjoy your time in a way that brings you peace and yeah, so I think that that's like a looms over sort of the whole record.
I love, especially with the first record, that was from memory a love story of sorts, and it's the beauty of La Dispute. It's the storytelling for myself, and let's be honest, probably thousands to millions of people as well. It's the storytelling. With this record, is there separate stories, or does it have a running theme like you're talking about there, or do you have different chapters? Because I mean, Steve was a very powerful song I found as well.
Yeah,
Um, Is it kind of a bit more chapter orientated, or is it one running concept as well? But talk me
sure.
through that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it is. There's a linear narrative. There is well, I shouldn't say linear narrative. There is a narrative, and all of the songs on the record, in some way, are told from the perspective of a principal character,
Mm.
and we sort of wanted to tell a story without the standard sort of narrative arc, and
Yeah.
and the record begins in the present day in a particular place in a moment of crisis, and then in that song "Environmental Catastrophe Film," there's sort of a shift back to like what a moment of crisis at a certain point in your life makes you do, and for me that was to consider everything that led to it and to
Yeah.
sort of internalize your environment and how external things enacted their influence on you, and then that section that ends with the song Steve after environmental catastrophe film is like tracing or recounting specific moments that had some particular influence,
Mm.
and then you sort of have this moment out of time and space, this cataclysm that happens in Top Sellers Banquet, and then from that point to the end of the record, you're sort of somewhere in an unnamed future, and um, finding a moment of sort of resignation in how how the characters found a sense of fulfillment in a volatile world.
Yeah. I did notice you brought up environment there, and I did find with this record, it might be just my perspective, environmental awareness. I feel like, and it kind of came through on the record for me, anyways, that humans are a bit of a plague on planet Earth. We do destroy it more than we try to save it. Is that
Yeah.
also an influence that comes in?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a big part of that collective unease I feel, and I guess I sort of have been struck by how much of the world is on fire right now,
Mm.
and
Yes.
metaphorically and literally, and like you're processing all of these individual issues in a world that feels increasingly frightening, and on top of all of that, you are having an even deeper existential crisis as a species as we like stare down the inevitability of climate catastrophe and how so little is done, and I think that just like that's the other through line in a strange way
Yeah.
is the sort of perspective of yes, also like yes this, but also the world is literally on fire,
Mm.
and uh the sense of dread that comes with understanding that.
Mm. Absolutely. I mean, sorry, this took a pretty dark turn, but
Yeah, I mean, it is dark, but I also think that like I don't feel dark about it, like
yeah.
I despair often, and I think the record is about like is that life is like is more things than one at the
Yeah.
same time, and like there is great pain and suffering and violence, but there's also great beauty, and
Mm.
it's miraculous that we get to experience it at all,
Mm.
and listen to music and see art and read and walk in the woods and all these
Mm.
different things, and be with people that we love,
Yeah.
and so like it feels very dark, but I also think that underwriting all of that is a sense of hopefulness.
Top seller banquet. This is a quick question, but
Yeah.
I got a vibe of Kubrick a little bit and Black
Mm.
Swan and stuff like that. Uh, is this the kind of cinematic obsession you also have, like I have as well? Like I listened to a song and I was like, that could work in a soundtrack, that should
Still,
work in this film. Is this the kind of notion that came in when you were writing that one?
definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
awesome.
definitely. And there's a few songs in the record. I mean, the record as a whole, we like sort of conceptualized as our version of a film, obviously minus
Yeah,
visual
of
accompaniment. But
course.
that song more than anything, I think, really like is our attempt at painting a visual image, and I think the Kubrick is the Kubrick observation is pretty astute. So yeah, and yeah.
Would that be something that you're interested in outside of La Dispute at some point? Script writing, film?
Yeah, I wish I do love film. I do find
Yeah.
myself drawn to it as much as I am any medium, I think. But
Yeah.
I think that that would require a considerable amount of learning, and I think that I'm better suited elsewhere at this point in my life. Although, who knows? We'll see.
I really loved how you guys came out to Australia and did Wildlife in full. That was awesome. Thanks for doing that. One of the things I
Of course.
noticed, and my partner, she's got three girls, but the eldest, who's
Mm.
16, it's her favorite record at the moment,
Oh, hell
Wildlife.
yeah.
So, and you know, it was such a big thing around the world for you guys. I'm just wondering during those performances how you noticed the diversity of age group in the crowd, probably, because I definitely noticed it
Sure.
at Adelaide in the Gov. So,
Definitely.
yeah.
Yeah, it's kind
Uh,
of interesting. I think early on, we noticed like back in the day, we noticed that quite a bit, where there'd be
mm,
like quite a few younger people up at the front, and then like
yeah.
as you get further back, it gets progressively older, and then in the middle era, it was like
Yeah.
pretty consistently like like a little bit younger than us, and yeah, around our age, I guess, generally within 10 years. And then
Mm,
when we came back from the COVID quarantine and started playing wildlife, it was like there's a lot of people here who were uh quite wee when this record came out, like we're doing an anniversary tour, 10 years, a 10-year anniversary tour, 12 years after the record came out because of the delay.
mm,
And there's a lot of people who are, yeah, 15, 16, 17, and it's cool. It's cool how there are pros and cons to our current music economy and the way people listen, but I think
mm,
the accessibility and the way information is shared has some cool benefits. Introducing people who are younger to something that came out of an earlier era in their life, where otherwise you
mm,
might have needed somebody to like hand you a record or
yeah.
recommend you something at the record store, and now it's like
Yeah.
people just find stuff on the internet and come out to
Mm,
shows, and
yeah.
so it's cool. We love that.
Thank you for your time. It's good
Cool.
to catch up after whatever 10
Yeah,
years
dude,
or
absolutely.
yeah.
A blast talking to you. I love that we could reconnect at this point.
And a hush fell.